Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the fifth installment of the Halls of Horror. I'm True Crime Stories, and I'm going to introduce for the last time, unfortunately, my beloved co-host Jada the Demon. How you doing tonight, Jada?
I'm doing good. Obviously, I'm sad that this is my last stream before school starts.
Yeah,
But,
unfortunately, life's a bitch, and then you die.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, unfortunately, I have school stuff that I need to be worrying about, which comes first. So,
Absolutely. But hopefully she'll stop by every once in a while when she has the time.
absolutely.
Uh, I will be attempting to run the stream on my own, but next week we are having another special co-host in, who possibly could take over for Jada. We'll have to see how that goes. If not, I'll just do it on my own. We'll see how that goes.
I'm sure it'll go great either way.
Yeah, you think that, but you never know. You never know.
I mean, with how much my mic cuts out, it's practically just you on the show, anyways.
Are you saying I talk too much, Jada?
I have a
I,
shitty internet.
I feel that right in my heart. That ow, fucking ow. You wound me. You wound me, man. So
Truth hurts sometimes.
yeah, unfortunately. So tonight we're going over a particular infamous person that has been requested on multiple occasions. You probably know him as the inspiration for quite a bit of horror movie media, and that is Ed Gein. What do you know about Ed Gein, Jada?
So I had actually watched to us researching. So I kind of already knew about his story. And then also with how many pop culture references there are to him, you don't necessarily realize it until you find out about his case that, oh, there's actually somebody who did use people's skin for furniture. Interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'll do a fair warning prior to. There are going to be some graphic images that are going to play during the stream. And if you are not okay with that, I would highly suggest that you go and close your screen out, but I will let you know when, or minimize, I will let you know when that's done if you do decide to do that, so you can bring the stream back up and continue to watch. But I will let you guys know that again later on. Yeah, I know pretty much about the same as you when it comes to Ed Gein. He's kind of one of the ones that comes up pretty often, like Jeffrey Dahmer, which we already did, and John Wayne Gacy, and Ted Bundy. He's one of those names that come up really early in the game when you think about serial killers.
Yeah.
But then again, he's not necessarily. He's kind of in the in between of being one because he's only got 2 murders on his record, technically.
I think he's infamous for the legacy of his crimes,
The stuff
but not
they found.
necessarily. Huh?
The stuff they found.
Yeah, by the stuff they found and the later inspirations.
Yeah. He just kind of lives on because he's fascinating, I guess.
Yeah. Not necessarily him himself.
Yeah.
Makes him infamous.
Yeah. It's kind of an interesting. And I've seen a lot of stuff on it, like on Investigation Discovery, because I'm a Investigation Discovery junkie, or used to be before I kind of turned to YouTube and it just became reruns after reruns.
Right.
But yeah, Ed Gein's probably one of the most infamous when it comes to pop culture. It's ridiculous how many things that he's in.
King of mommy issues, essentially.
Oh, that's another nickname you can throw on him, other than the Butcher of Plainfield and the Plainfield Ghoul. It's just
That's how I will mostly know him by.
Yeah.
He's infamous for his mommy issues.
Yeah. Multiple personality disorder at the fucking finest.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. Which probably makes me sound mean when referring to his problems as just mommy issues, but
That's where it starts.
It's kind of entertaining.
Yeah. That's where it starts, though. You can't.
Yeah.
Again, truth hurts. Doesn't care about your feelings.
Right.
So, we will start with when he was born. He was born on the 27th of August in 1906 in La Crosse County, Wisconsin. I guess they really like the sport. And he's one of two boys to George Philip Gein and Augusta Wilhelmine. That's a German name for sure. Gein. His older brother was Henry George Gein. But from the jump, you know that there's issues in the family because dad's an alcoholic and can't keep a fucking job, which is typical of alcoholics.
Right.
So he did a lot of different, like, weird stuff all over the place that he could pick up. Insurance salesman is definitely one that is not fun.
Yeah.
He apparently used to have the local grocery store for a little bit, but he sold the business and basically took off to Plainfield, where they all stayed. Because they're all isolated, all they have really is, like, religion. And Augusta, his mom, was really into that stuff. And really beat that into their heads because dad wasn't around to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like they're gonna go back on her and question her. It's mom. She knows better than I do. And God will smite me. That's it. Apparently, what's even worse is she was Old Testament kind of Christian, which is, ouch.
Yeah.
That's really. I could
The
get
one-
into some.
The one thing I can give Augusta is that she said no e-girls.
If she was around today, she probably would have said no e-girls.
No
I'm not
e-girls.
gonna lie.
Never e-girls.
Yeah, we're bad. We're bad e-girls. Bad. Bad. No good for no guys. Clout chasing.
Never trust an e-girl.
Yeah, clout chasing women, yeah.
Yep.
We're just gonna fuck you over. What was even worse is that Ed was a really shy kid to begin with, and he was really strange to other people. He just laughed at anything and his own jokes. Whenever he, like, tried to make any friends, his mom, like, beat the crap out of him. So, of course, he isolated himself even more and began to rely more on her. So, even though, he did well in school and he, got through that, it wasn't... He still kind of got screwed in the social development department, so that's a good start for why he does some of the stuff he does.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to look at that because you wonder if that stems from the treatment by his mother or if that was just innate for him.
Yeah.
But I think shit really starts to go downhill when his dad dies, which I believe right here it says April 1st, 1940. Hold on.
Awkward silence. Dead air.
Sorry about that.
No,
My
you're
mom came
fine.
into my room.
I had to make some stupid inside jokes.
But it really goes downhill for Ed when his dad dies. And obviously him and his brother take over, like, taking the odd jobs because around that time, a lot harder for women to get well-paying jobs. So the mother's finances by themselves wouldn't have upheld the house.
Yeah.
But both brothers were known to be trustworthy and really good whatever they were put to in the town. So it made it easier to kind of get those jobs. And Ed specifically a babysitter for a lot of the neighbors. Henry kind of separate Henry, the other
brother
from deviated from their mother's teachings when he started dating a divorced mother that essentially goes against everything their mother preached.
That's
I can only imagine. Yeah.
What a harlot!
And Henry wanted to move in with the mother, and he was concerned about his brother's attachment because he's a grown man at this point and was still an extreme mama's boy. But
as he would be.
So fast forward 4 years from the initial death of their dad, and on May 16th, 1944, Henry and Ed were burning away marsh vegetation on their property. At some point, the fire got out of control, and Ed reported his brother missing. A search party was held, and they eventually found the body lying face down. Apparently, Henry had already been dead for some time. How long, we're not too sure. But it was initially just assumed to be a heart attack and that he just got caught up in the fire.
Yeah, but that wasn't what came out later on.
Well,
not surprisingly.
Yeah. About to say, Henry had bruises on his head that were later found. Whether that's due to a fall, he's having his heart attack, or something else that we don't know about, we're unsure of.
I have my own suspicions on that.
Right. But ultimately, the possibility of foul play was pretty much dismissed, and they just...
You cut out. They just what?
Oh. They accepted the theory that asphyxiation was the cause of death.
Yeah.
At that point. Obviously, there's still some talk in the town because they were the Strange family.
Yeah.
And especially since Ed was the Strange's brother, there was some talk that maybe it was Ed. Maybe he did do something. But, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. I honestly think that he could. I honestly think that's probably a possibility because of his mother being so close to him. His mother had to have said something and said the grievances that she had, and him being as weird as he is, probably beat him over the head with a rock or something.
Yeah, probably tried to convince him, hey, like, don't do it, dude.
You're going against God.
Yeah, you're going against not only God, but more importantly, mother's wishes.
Yeah.
But, and it was, they later questioned Ed about, Henry's death when he was, for the death of Bernice Worden in 1957, and they never really got answers on whether he was involved in his own brother's death or not.
Yeah.
But a lot of people theorize that, of course.
Yeah.
Pretty soon after we see Henry's death, Augusta has a stroke attached to his mother as he is. He completely devotes everything he has to taking care of.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't you start.
I know.
You're gonna get me started.
But later on, Ed recounts that him and his mother were visited by a man named Smith who came to purchase straw, but apparently Augusta saw Smith being a dog.
Don't touch
Obviously,
Puppo.
yeah. And obviously, somebody within the Smith household came outside, this being a woman. And Augusta was very upset by this. Not because Smith was being the dog, but more so because there was visible woman.
Yeah.
And because the woman wasn't married to Smith.
Oh no, there you go.
And so Augusta proceeded to refer to her as Smith's harlot. And during this event, Augusta that she had another stroke soon after. And obviously from there her health just immediately
Yeah.
but
Nosedive.
yeah, essentially. Karma really bites you in the ass like that.
Ooh, yeah, Karma's a fucking cunt if you ever knew one. Oof.
You're right. But by the end of the year, on December 29th, Augusta died at the age of 67. And obviously, Ed completely devoting everything he had to her, his whole life, let alone towards the very end, he was destroyed by
Absolutely.
it completely.
Absolutely. The only friend he had is gone.
Yeah, and he referred to her as his one true love, which, if that's not disturbing, I don't know what is. But
Yeah.
later on, we get into the work that Ed does.
Yeah, he has to fill his time somehow, and he has to eat, so he's gonna do some kind of work to pay the bills, and he ends up doing that by working on a farm and doing a bunch of odd jobs like his dad. Any room that his mother used, he boarded up, which, not surprised. Which is
Right.
the upstairs, downstairs parlor, and the living room. And he left them completely untouched, like as if she never left.
He wanted to preserve her memory.
Yeah, it was best as he could because that's the kind of thing you just can't let go in his circumstance. So he just lived in the room next to the kitchen, which basically means he completely boarded off the entirety of the house besides that. And around this time, he started going towards really weird stuff that his mother probably would have not been okay with. Like,
living on the edge.
Like smoking weed and looking at Nazi paraphernalia.
I feel like the second one she wouldn't be too against.
I don't know. Oh no. Murder's a big deal in the eyes of the Lord. So, but he ended up being a handyman and getting some subsidies for the farm from the federal government in 1951, so that helped a lot. And between like 1946 and 1956, he sold an 80-acre bit of land that Henry had owned initially, so he probably made a good chunk of change off of that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And this is where shit gets fun. Where the magic happens.
Yeah, this is where we get into
really weird shit. So let's do a little bit of a pause before we get into the media. Trayton, Stop. I know you're trying to be funny, but bruh, don't spam my chat. Um, yeah, this is about the time where I'm gonna bring up some shocking footage, or by footage I mean pictures. So if you have a soft stomach, I would highly suggest that you minimize now. Because it's pretty freaking gross. And I'm pretty sure most people would not enjoy what we're about to see. So, shall we begin? I think we
Remember,
shall.
this is the man who inspired Psycho.
Yeah.
So that should
Psycho, Texas
be enough.
Chainsaw Man, Leatherface, a
Yeah.
lot of different. Yeah, it's not fun. I'll go ahead and clicky. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Dope. When asked if he wore the skin face masks over a prolonged period of time, he quoted, "Not too long, I had other things to do." How, what? Like, that's kind of weird. It's a weird quote.
He just wanted to try it on, see what it felt like.
I want to be a pretty girl.
Exactly.
Ah!
Ooh, lovely.
That's a lamp made out of faces and skin. Ugh!
Everybody has their own interior design tastes. That's just his.
Yeah, he liked to dig up dead bodies of women and
Everybody has peculiar tastes,
Well, at least he knows how to
Everybody
use
has
some
their
arts and
quirks.
crafts. I just don't like the materials he used, like anybody does.
He believed in recycling a lot.
That's an extreme case of that. Holy shit, that's a chair. Is that 2 fucking faces on that thing? What the
Yes.
fuck? What the fuck?
He needs somebody to watch his back,
Yeah, definitely somebody's watching his back. I mean, I don't know how that could work with him sitting on the faces, but yeah. What else you got, Eddie boy? What in the fuck is that? Is it like some kind of weird
I'm not too sure.
chair?
I would think it's a chair, maybe.
It's a leather chair.
Fascinating.
Like, weird. Blech.
I mean, it's made out of human bodies. It's not gonna look perfect.
Yeah.
Don't judge too much. He did as best he could with the materials he had.
Yeah. And he had a lot of materials and a lot of time, apparently.
Oh, wow. You were creative.
Those are some weird ass looking Louis Vuittons, if I do say so myself.
Damn, I'm just kind of shocked he could walk in those platforms. At least I'm assuming he could walk in those.
Yeah, I would think so, because he apparently liked to imitate his mother and obviously, as I already said, wear these. But
right.
What creeps me out the most is they have the eye facing the camera.
Yeah, I was about to looks like an eye. Oh wait, that looks like an ear.
There is an ear at the toe, of the one on the right. Yeah, that's an ear.
Oh,
that's a fucking
interesting.
Ear. Yay! It sees you. Maybe this is a weird see no evil, hear no evil reference. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it. Try to make logic out of. Ooh, that's the other side of it.
Oh.
I think he was trying to be pretty.
Oh wait, those are lips.
Oh, it is lips. There you go.
Yeah.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Damn.
That's Not the kind of leather I would use.
It puts lotion on skin.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Yep. There we go.
Whoa, another layup with a fucking skeleton.
Shit.
Holy shit, that's a full spine and pelvis, dude. God damn.
This is gonna sound really morbid, but it's kind of neat looking. Like, if you take away the fact that he had to grave rob for these, kind of neat looking.
There's some fucking Frankenstein shit.
Yeah, like, I could see this being in, like, a horror house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably where it's at. Is that supposed to be like a bowl? I think it is.
I think so.
Because I know that he had bowls that he made out of skulls that he would eat and drink out of, apparently. So I would not be shocked if that's what this is.
It makes you wonder how he, like... Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. This is why I like the macabre and morbid, because you're both disgusted and intrigued.
But it's like, you even see, like, his thought process in, like, getting the bowl to balance by putting the jaw to, like, balance it out on the other side.
Exactly.
Oh, it could be...
That's definitely a chair.
Oh, and there are definitely faces on it.
Lots of faces.
Yeah.
Lots of faces. I mean, I would be really weirded out because I think that the spirits of these people are watching me. And I'm not the most superstitious person at all, but that just makes me queasy a little bit.
This is why I'm getting cremated.
Yeah. It's also just cheaper. Like 10 grand cheaper. I'm not fucking joking.
Yeah.
There's another one of these, by the way, guys. So this is what?
Oh.
Is that what?
I think that's a bracelet or maybe a necklace.
One of the two, but it's got a fucking eye on it. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, but this shit is just... Ooh. Ooh. He wanted to sit on someone's face.
I guess so.
Remy. Yeah. Probably.
It kind of reminds me of, like, the evil eye.
Yeah.
Like, symbol. Just fucking a little bit.
Is this Sauron? Was he a Lord of the Rings fan? Is this part of that?
I don't think it was out at that time.
It came out in the 50s, I think.
Yeah, this was 40s when...
No, it was in the 50s when he got caught.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah. Maybe. He's a Tolkien fan. Then we'll go with that. It's the finger necklace!
Oh, is that what that is?
I definitely think that's a finger necklace. I think. I do a think-a-dink.
I'm not really sure.
Maybe you guys could figure out exactly what it is.
Oh, wait, those are tongues?
Wait, are they tongues?
I think they're tongues.
Oh, that's even worse.
Tongues. Like, I could be wrong.
I don't know what the texture looks like that. No, that's tongues. Yeah. I'm gonna do it.
Good.
What? There's your nipple belt right there.
Yeah,
the nipple belt.
This nipple belt.
And he made fucking, like, work gloves out of hands. Like,
he really believed in nipple.
Dude. I know guys have a fascination with boobs, but come on. That's just too weird.
Well, imagine your mother demonizes tits your whole life.
That's true. Oh, like, there you go. There's utensils.
Oh.
Yeah. What?
Oh, it has the bone as the handle.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Interesting is putting it lightly. Yes, Remy. Nipple belt.
Yes.
That's just one of them. let's go and look at the other video about this stuff. And it's still gonna be pretty gruesome. And I'm not gonna like it. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna like it, but we're just gonna stare in horror and fascination.
Right.
Yep. Murder and body snatcher. Him as a kid, apparently. So some of this stuff is pictures of. Ah, there you go. There you go. That's
Interesting.
That's a scalp.
What is that?
That's somebody's scalp.
Oh, I wonder if he used it as like a wig.
I think he did. I think he did when he was dressed. I think, if I remember correctly, he dressed up as his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dressed up as his mother, which is a Psycho reference, obviously. I wasn't gonna stop on that last one. Yeah, that's asking to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Even though this is up on YouTube somewhere. There's the mittens again.
Yeah, there they are.
Yeah. You can see, like, the work on them, too, like the bed. This is
It'd be
interesting
using those during a crime. Like, the fingerprints would be a dead person.
Yeah. Oh, there's a close-up on that.
Oh, okay.
What kind of bone is that? Is it, like, your, like, forearm? Maybe?
I don't know. I don't really know enough about bones.
Finger bones would be too small, and I would think that leg bones would be too big, so I'm thinking those are forearm bones.
Probably. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But it's creepy and fascinating either way.
Stuff.
I don't know what that's from, but apparently somebody took a picture of that. It's really weird.
Huh.
Really weird. And these are old pictures, too. Holy shit!
Oh.
Legs. Fresh materials he hadn't used yet.
Oh, that makes sense.
Big old yeesh.
I was wondering why.
I wonder if they're from the same body.
I don't assume so.
Maybe.
Because I feel like it'd be a lot of effort to dig up 2 graves just to grab 1 leg from each.
Well, or he had leftovers. That's the house. Doesn't that house look eerily familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You're a good boy, Norman. I think this is a hatchet he used to cut them up, or he killed either that, or he probably killed his 2 victims that we know of with it. But yeah, that's
might have been a bit of both.
Probably. You definitely see the blood rest on there.
Yeah.
No bueno. Me no likey. Nipple belt.
There it is.
Nipple belt. Nipple belt. What are those? What are those? I can't tell. I think that's an entire body. Because I think that's the head. That's an arm. That's a leg. I think that's a whole body. I don't know, Chet. You tell me if you think that's a whole body, because that's what it looks like to me. That's one teeny chick. Weird. Those are noses.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually
he didn't do
guys.
Any men.
He kept women, and I think he did keep their inner parts.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, he did.
Look how he was a hoarder. You could tell he was a damn hoarder.
Right.
Yeah, but he had a fascination with women, so I don't think he if I'm not mistaken,
he didn't dig up,
and
I don't believe.
I don't think so
because
either.
his whole goal was to make a woman suit,
Yeah.
essentially, so he could dress up like his mother.
Hey Jada, would
Mm-hmm.
you do me? I do me. Goodbye, horses. Okay. Those are full hands.
Yes, that they are.
Ugh. What is that, like dry blood or something? Probably.
I would guess so.
I
Probably,
think so.
or
It's the
maybe it's
black.
bone fragments.
It's the black cauldron.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Ew, I don't know. Still pretty gross. Look at the
Oh,
clusterfuck.
oh, I think it was probably bone fragments in there. Oh,
Ah! Ah!
he was keeping it just in case.
I see you, Clarice. What about the lambs, Clarice? That is just weird.
Oh, damn it.
What?
So that picture of the corpse that's split was uh
Sorry, I'm
Warden.
staring at it a little bit. I'm kind of like, huh?
um
That's.
Bernice Warden's body.
Ooh, that's one of the two.
Yes.
That's pretty
Yeah.
gruesome,
So
not gonna
that was
lie.
the hardware store woman who he essentially got caught.
Yeah.
And then they didn't show it, but there's also a corset that he made out of.
Out of human skin, yeah.
Yeah.
He made leggings out of human skin, like skin as well.
Yeah.
I think that face. He made a face mask in a paper bag from Mary Hogan. Oh, so he made masks from a bunch of females, but one in particular was in a paper bag from Mary Hogan, which is the other victim that we know of. And I think he kept her skull in a box somewhere, so that's really. Her whole freaking head was in a. Bernice's head was in a sack on its own. That's fucking. Yeah, 9 vulva in a shoebox. I think he only dug up 9 bodies, is what.
Well, I think it's. And then if you look at the next line, it says, and 2 females judged to have been about 15 years old who also had their privates removed. Yeah. So up to possibly 11. I'm not sure whether they count the shoebox with those 2.
I don't know, man. Yeah, young girls.
He did admit stealing from specifically 9 graves. So
yeah, that's what we know. That's what we know of.
Right. Although the 2 others could be the 2 victims that he did kill himself.
Probably. So that's 11 in total that he kind of fucked with.
I think that might be 11 total, which would make.
Yeah. Between 1947 and 1952, he made like 40 visits at night to 3 local graveyards. And he said he was in like a dazed-like state. That's really weird. And apparently he came out of it in the middle of 30 of them. So 10 of them he probably doesn't even remember.
Right.
Yeah, he liked to pull out women that resembled his mom. He wanted to be his mother. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, he was looking to reach her in his own way.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of that is due to the fact that she was the very domineering personality within the household.
Yeah.
So not suddenly losing that he probably felt lost and didn't know how to go about life without that domineering personality to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Which is just fascinating but sad.
Apparently, he returned some of the body parts as well.
Oh, lovely.
Some of them.
I didn't really need this.
Yeah, you can have this back.
Yeah.
You just have this back.
Great.
Obviously, they're gonna ask if. Oh yeah, he says. This is, and I quote. He wanted to crawl into her skin and become his mother.
Yeah.
He also says that he didn't have sex with the bodies, which I guess is a plus because they smelled too bad. I mean, I guess that's a plus.
I'm not gonna give him credit for that, just because.
Yeah.
I'll suggest that if it wasn't for the smell, he might have done it.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty nasty.
Yeah, I don't really trust his take. Not gonna lie.
I can agree with you on that. So I think if you want to count the third, they think that he's the reason another woman named Evelyn Hartley disappeared in 1953, who was the lacrosse babysitter. So possible.
Yeah, possible for him to have another victim on the list, but obviously, it was never confirmed, the correlation.
Yeah. Well, at least I guess the trial went somewhat the right way, like in the way of the law, how it should go. Because one of the sheriffs, Art Schley, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, assaulted Gein when he was being interrogated and banged his head and face into a brick wall. So the initial confession that he had was inadmissible. Apparently, Schley died of heart failure in 1968 before the trial.
At 43.
Yeah, and it's said that he was traumatized by Gein's crimes, and even just having to testify freaked him out so bad he had a heart attack. That's one of his friends said he was a victim of Ed Gein as surely as if he had butchered him.
So I can only imagine walking in there and having to process that.
Yeah.
These are human bodies that he put and mutilated to this point.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's a bit different because I'm separating that fact, making jokes about it, but obviously, like, when you get down to, like, the seriousness of it, like, he mutilated and disgraced these bodies of the past.
We do not condone grave robbing, murdering, or the use of body parts. Thank you very much. We do not condone this. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is your public service announcement.
Yeah, please don't do this.
Please don't. It's not cool. It's not based.
Right.
So, he went to trial in 1957?
For first-degree murder, which he tried to plead not guilty due to insanity, and he was granted that because it was found that it was found that he had schizophrenia, and that by proxy counted him as mentally incompetent for trial. So instead of being sent to jail, they get sent to a mental health institution. He initially started out at Central State Hospital for the criminally insane, which is now referred to as Dodge Correctional Institution.
AKA Arkham?
Yes.
Heck.
And then a maximum security facility in Waupun, I believe that's how it's pronounced, Waupun, Wisconsin. And then finally was transferred to Mendota State Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's where he died of respiratory failure, kind of in conjunction with lung cancer, July 26, 1984 at 77. Um,
mhm.
Apparently, people like to go and chip pieces of his gravestone off, and you can kind of see, like they show a picture, you can kind of see it's been chipped away.
Yeah.
So that's not at all surprising.
I
But
mean,
just
fuck his stone.
yeah, fuck a stone. I'm gonna let people see this so they can get it
Yeah.
as a reference as to what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. That's definitely chipped away at.
Yeah.
Very much so. Because apparently people like to take that.
Yeah. Well, nine
Okay.
years after he was initially um, found to be mentally incompetent, 9 years later, doctors had found him to be able to stand trial.
Oof.
And so the trial lasted about a week in uh, the winter of 1968,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently only lasted a week. And um, a psychiatrist testified for Gein, saying that he didn't know whether the killing of Bernice Warden was intentional or accidental due to the story that Gein told. Um, that story being he was trying to load a rifle in the store, it goes off, and Bernice is then killed by that stray bullet.
A likely
Uh,
story.
right. And then apparently, after that event, he doesn't remember anything else. So, for all we know, he could have switched, he could have fallen into a delusion, and
It could have
that's
been
what,
his mother.
right. But he was eventually found guilty um, by the judge November of that year. And he was held without jury just because, obviously, when you have want them to be unbiased as possible when it comes to these types of cases, but
Good luck
it
when it's
was,
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Good
more than
fucking
likely
luck.
the better choice to not have a jury
Probably
to sway any
also,
decision.
yeah. Probably also didn't want anybody in there because of the severity of what they would see. If a seasoned sheriff died of a heart attack that was apparently from that,
Yeah,
what would a
there
normal person do?
there have been gruesome cases before to where they've had a jury. It it's more trying to keep the jury unbiased
Yeah.
prior to the trial.
Yeah.
That's the most important part.
Yeah,
And
that's
obviously, in this
that's
case,
true.
you couldn't really do that.
So Ed has had is obviously a big part of pop culture. It's been in so many movies. It's been referenced in books. It's been in TV shows. Um, the first of which that I am aware of is Psycho,
Mm-hmm.
where they literally patent the relationship between Ed Gein and